Your fly rod. Fly rods and fly fishing can be traced back to 200 AD in Macedonia. The Macedonians used a wooden pole with a line and a bit of crimson wool attached to homemade hooks to catch fish. Theirs was a solid pole, but nonetheless, this was the first known instance of fly fishing. Today's rods are much more sophisticated, but still trace back to the first rods on the planet. Most rods on the market come in 4-piece or 2-piece sections. The 4-piece rods are convenient when traveling, but the 2-piece rods offer more control and an easier touch. But we'll explain more about this in later sessions. Your rod has 6 sections to it: the reel, the handle, the hook keeper, the ferrules, the rod itself, the guides, and the tip. When setting up your rod and reel, think about which hand is dominant. If you're right-handed, you swing right-handed, you golf right-handed, you should set up your reel on your left hand. This is called a left-hand retrieve. In other words, if you cast with your right hand, you should be reeling in with your left. Or the opposite if you're a left-handed fly fisherman. Weight and length. When purchasing a rod, you'll be bombarded with multiple combinations of weight and length. One question to answer is, what type of fish will we be fishing for on a regular basis? The weight of the rod directly correlates to the weight of the line that's attached to it. So what does that mean? It means if you have a pile of fly fishing line that weighs 6 pounds, then you should have a 6-weight fly rod to match. The idea is that when one finger is on the handle, the weight of the line and the rod should balance each other out. So how do you know which weight to choose? Weight 1 through 3. This weight is designed for fishing for the tiniest of trout. This is optimal for small trout, brook trout, or even panfish. Weight 4. This is a great all-around fly line weight for small species, such as panfish or small to medium-sized trout. Weight 5. This works okay for small fish, but it takes a little bit out of the fight when you do catch into those smaller species. It is a great universal size for the average-sized bass and the majority of trout. You do see a lot of fly fishermen using the weight 5 because it's lighter on the arm. Weight 6. In my opinion, this is the ideal weight for trout fishing. It'll quickly bring in those small joeys, and it'll make a medium or large trout a thrill to catch. It also works well for bass, small salmon, and similar-sized fish. Weight 7. If you want the best weight for bass fishing, this is the rod for you. And if you're hunting gator-sized trout, this is a great solution for accuracy and strength. This weight is also effective for small to medium-sized salmon and steelhead trout. Weight 8 and above. These line weights are used for strong alpha fish and saltwater fish. So which rod, reel, line combo should you get? Well, first determine what type of fish that you're going after. Here in the Drifthook Fly Fishing system, we mainly focus on large trout. But if you're planning on doing some other type of species, just make sure you have the right combo of fly line weight and reel for that particular species. Whether purchasing your first rod or your 10th rod, just make sure to match everything up and you'll be good to go. Fly rod length. Okay, so you know what you're going to fish for, and you know the correct weight. But how do you figure out the proper length? Use a 9-foot rod if you're using the heavy line, 6-weight or higher. This is also a good length if you need to make long casts, such as on a lake or a large river, or if you live in an area with hard, gusty winds, this will help cut through those winds. Use an 8.5-foot rod for all-around fly fishing in a wide variety of conditions. This is also good for a 2-piece or a 4-piece when you travel. Use an 8-foot rod or shorter for precise and short casts. This length is typically used in small stream fishing or for chasing after panfish. So after all these options, you're probably thinking there must be nothing else that I need to know. There's one last thing: rod action. Let me preface this section by saying that, unlike line weight and rod length, there's no precise method for determining which rod action is going to be best for you. In general, though, the following will give you an overview of the topic. Fast action rods. A fast action rod is built to have the least amount of flex. The stiffness of this rod is ideal when you're going for larger fish, and it's best for making long casts. It can also help bring in a fish faster because you have more control over the line after you've hooked into one. Another benefit of a fast action rod is that it cuts through the wind with ease. But be careful with these fast action rods. Most beginners, it's very hard for them to pick up a cast because you're not letting the rod help you with the cast. It kind of takes the fun out of when you catch the smaller trout because it's a lot easier to bring them in. Moderate fast action rod. This rod offers a good mix of performance and versatility. It works great for dry flies and also nymphing, and it will still work great in the wind. It also offers a level of flex that will help play the fish instead of breaking off your tippet on your fly. This rod is great for most anglers and fishing scenarios. Moderate action. A moderate action rod is a great choice for beginners. It is flexible, but it also has a good amount of stiffness. The rod will bend on the top half and remain stiff on the lower half. This will help improve accuracy for the casts because it allows the natural timing of your arm action for any beginner fly fisherman. Slow action. A slow action rod is modeled after the original bamboo fly rods. They were built for accurate short casts that easily hit the water, especially small rivers and streams. They are flexible throughout the entire shaft, making them ideal for using small dry flies. These rods are also forgiving if you're not a strong caster.
Head of a pool.